How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to a Valpo stream for Overwatch. Today we got Valpo Academy versus UC Pink, University of Cincinnati. So we're so far still kind of waiting, but we're looking at an Antarctic ban, fortunately. But more importantly, there was a minor hot patch to Overwatch. So do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, first of all, I'm Chris Chiroro on the team.
Oh
I play
yeah,
for
I forgot
Valpo
about that.
Varsity. We're casting today.
I'm Scott, or Lil Flaps. I also play for the Varsity team. But yeah,
Okay, yeah, there was a hot fix for some of the things that maybe felt a little too strong or a little too weak in this recent Overwatch patch. So what we were seeing was a lot of Zen. Zen was probably one of, if not the most played hero in the new patch, just because of how incredibly strong he was. With his kick was like the main thing that everyone was
it
complaining
was
about.
horrible.
It sends you about as far away as like a Lucio boop, and then his projectiles were bigger, so he's hitting every shot. And Zen was pretty hard to kill at all. He was dueling like a DPS, healing like a support. It was pretty unbearable. It was pretty hard to deal with. So they took some nerfs. They kick. I think it doesn't do as much damage, and it doesn't boop as
They
far.
didn't change the
They
damage. It
didn't
was
change the
a
damage.
25% knockback reduction.
That's right. So
They
that was
took
pretty
away
big.
25 health as well.
Yes, and they nerfed his health, so he was a little bit easier to duel, a little more glass cannony.
Unfortunately, he's still really strong.
Still really strong,
The
but
problem is with Discord, his extra damage buff, and along with his extra the DPS
yeah,
passive, it makes it incredibly difficult for anyone to survive, specifically a tank, because the damage is just so overwhelming.
yeah. And then we saw a few other minor changes to some heroes. We saw Junkrat buffs.
Unfortunately,
I don't know what that's about.
can't speak for those, but
Concussion mine, the shift which throws out the mine and then detonates it remotely, does more damage.
and then
I don't know why.
I think specifically we saw the nerfs on most of the snipers.
Yeah, so I think it was Widowmaker. We saw a nerf on the projectile size, which I'm okay with. Shooting actual cannonballs out of that sniper
Yeah.
rifle for a little bit there, little frightening.
Well, it's the same with Hanzo. Hanzo is shooting
Yeah,
logs across the
yeah.
screen.
Oh, it looks like okay. We're gonna see Ilios today.
I'm
Are
actually
we gonna
excited.
see a Lucio?
I really want to see a hog.
I would
I
like
don't,
to.
I want to see a hog. Hog just got a buff, 50% damage reduction while using breather instead of
It's
40%.
yeah, up 10%. I don't know. I mean, that is good and all. Like it's good to just take less damage. I don't know if that's gonna affect things too much.
It's gonna make him pretty unkillable. Actually, I
Only when
I
he's using
I
breather though.
have noticed it. Even our last game, it wasn't streamed, but we played against ISU. The hog player
Sure
like
did. It
was
was
just
streamed.
pressing. Oh, it was streamed? Oh, well, it was a quick game, but unfortunately not in our favor. But that's okay. But Hog would breathe, and he would just like walk away fine.
Yeah,
He would
that's
just be
true.
soaking up bullets, and be like, doof, doof, just constantly. But
So it'll be interesting to see how those things play out. But I guess we can talk a little bit about the teams here. Valparaiso Academy, unfortunately 0-3 right now. I think 0-3,
0-3, correct.
0-3 in the current season. But
It's
hoping
okay.
to see a little turnaround today, learning from their mistakes, getting better, and then we see University of Cincinnati Pink,
Yep.
with of course Jake Paul 6969. My
Favorite name so far. But
crazy. I mean that in like Gojo Satoru from I think that was
that was
last
pretty
week.
funny as well. But they're 0-3. The only place they can go is up from here. So
Yeah. So
all
I'm,
right.
I'm excited to see what we're gonna play here. I'm praying to see a Lucio. We do got CQ9. He is like the typical, if anyone's gonna lock Lucio on this team, it's gonna be him.
Ready for battle.
Oh, the supports
Still
haven't
waiting on
chosen
the
yet. I
support
was about to
picks.
say, but supports haven't picked. We got
But
a mercy on Jake Paul 6969. Oh, lethal on that. Lethal on that Sojourn. I just know it.
Sojourn's still really strong in this meta.
Sojourn is
So,
still very good, especially with those projectile buffs.
but looking at the team comps, it looks like we're gonna have one rush comp, and then the other is just gonna be more of a poke comp.
Yeah, we do see UC Pink going into an Orisa comp with the Bastion, Sojourn, a lot of big damage, especially with that Mercy. And we see Valpo going with a very standard rush comp aside from no Lucio. But we do see a Kiriko Bap, which is a lot of healing and 2 immortality skills, really strong.
Yes, I think it actually goes in Valpo's favor here, especially with an Orisa against a Reaper. Orisa's not great against a Reaper because they're just a big target to soak up a lot of damage.
Oh, messed that up a little bit. That's okay.
It's okay.
So we're seeing kind of
That's
just
fun.
the start of these fights, a lot of poke going out, tanks poking at each other, everyone just kind of trading shots across the way before the point unlocks. Valpo is going to need to push out if they don't want to give up this point, and CQ9 does die early in the fight. That could be bad for Valpo, and they lose
Early
point.
form here, yeah. Early form from Kirikuki. Takes out the DPS. Going
Even
for
fight.
both the supports. It's now an even fight. Unfortunately, he's in a bad position here to
Oh,
take
but this
the fight.
Orisa is getting low. And that Bastion could be out of position. Valpo just needs to push forward a little bit, get a little more aggressive on this fight, even though they are down to support.
Looks like Wit's on the off angle here, taking off one of the healers possibly. Maybe getting a Bastion pick
definitely
here.
looking at the
This could be
Bastion.
really big for Valpo if they can get this.
Valpo is getting a lot of ground. It seems that UC is kind of just backing off of this fight, which is odd considering Valpo was down to bat, but oh, Valpo almost takes. They do get point. This is big for Valpo, especially if they can keep tank up here.
Kirikuki's still alive. Along with Wit still taking a little bit of damage, but he's getting that major poke out. They're really focused on taking out that Reaper.
We already see L with a dragon. Could see maybe a potentially huge dragon coming up if aimed at the right spot. That looks good to me.
That's a really good dragon. And
Maybe a lot of
Kirikuki's
damage
kind of
coming out.
forcing them here. Splits them off. He gets, looks like they get three. That's
Okay.
really big fight for Valpo here. They take that win.
I think that was a very well-timed and well-placed dragon from Valpo. It cut them off. They
100%.
couldn't push the point. If they wanted to, they had to take all this damage from the dragon. So I think overall a very good first fight, even if they did lose that 30% right at the beginning.
And I know last games we had talked about that they would use their ults faster. Like that was good. That was really good on
Really,
Valpo's
really
end.
good. And now Valpo has like a pretty decent, I mean the whole economy is about the same, but they have a better position here, especially if they use first, they can win these fights. The Orisa ult does come out, but it looks like Valpo is majorly able to get out of it. And a Kitsune comes out on Valpo's side. And an ult from Wit.
Yeah. Good. Seen two good ultimates here. Three ultimates. I think the Ramatra ult's a little overkill here, but they clear up the fight. They get, I think, another 10% here before the next fight. So they could make this last fight. And they're about 1-for-1 for ultimates. So
Yeah.
they traded evenly.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Valpo here. That Kitsune was really strong. The Reaper ult, even though it didn't get any kills, you know, it pushed them back and it gave Valpo a lot of ground to work with, especially with that Kitsune.
I think it got Immort out, so
It did get an
that
Immort out too.
allowed
Also
Kitsune
big.
to get even more value, which is
And
really
we see
big.
window coming out here
window.
early, which I really
big.
like to see. Immort's already gone, and this Orisa's taking a lot of damage and goes
Alright.
down.
Huge
Oh.
kills coming from Valpo. This is big. This was last fight. They
Yeah.
UFC has kind of just no choice but to fight here, and I think they just take the loss.
I
on
don't
this
even
first
think
map.
they get to touch.
No, with that last kill from CQ9, that's really big. And it looks like that's gonna be the
And
first map of
there's-
Ilios.
Okay.
That's good.
I like that. That was
That's
really
really
good from
good.
Valpo. I especially like Valpo taking a aggressive position, but a safe aggressive position, because you know
Yes.
in this patch you can take a lot of damage really, really quickly. But Valpo was playing that corner really well. When they saw that Orisa overextended, pushed into Valpo, they took advantage of it, especially with that window coming out. It forced UC to use them more early, which made it so that fight was, you know, you're not watching out for anything like that. The Orisa goes down, and then they pushed off of that.
Some
really
Greek
strong.
we're looking at.
I think it is Greek.
No,
I
it
can't
is
speak
Greek.
it.
That was Pi at the first, and you had some alphas and gammas. But
I don't know.
going back to that fight, sorry, I just thought of that. Going back to the fight, you also noticed that they were taking off angles really well.
Yes.
You had Wit and L on both sides. Hanzo.
Looks like we're seeing a exact comp out of, except for Sojourn for Hanzo, but that was also at the beginning of that game. Valpo's taking a pretty similar team comp, and UC is switching up just a bit. Wow. Kirikuki really getting to the backline here, chasing after that map, and does get the kill really early. This
We
could
have
be
to
good
use
for
Immort
Valpo.
here. Wit's getting in there too, possibly getting a kill on the Reaper, or on the Bastion. Killing on Orisa, cleaning up here. Very, very well played.
Valpo's looking a little unstoppable in these fights. I mean, they're just putting out so much damage, and it doesn't seem like UC can react super well to it.
Yeah, I mean, overall they've got pretty good positioning. I mean, that was really aggressive there, but UC couldn't really respond to it, so it worked.
Yeah. It looks like Kirikuki's taking a lot of this aggression, which allows the team to just like open up behind him. It's really been an effective play style. We do see UFC going for this push, which can be really hard into a Reaper because you're just choked through that small doorway with so much damage. But maybe the Lucio gets a boot.
Yeah, and with the Ramatra, like the Ramatra sits there and he can punch through people, so he's getting a lot of alt charge really fast.
L picks up
L's
two,
getting
though.
two. Really good for Valpo. Looks like Reaper's taking
Oh,
taking an aggressive angle. So is
looking
Kirikuki.
for it.
And it looks like
Ah,
both
just
supports are
misses.
gonna get out. Oh, Reaper's still going in.
Okay, so I mean, like, same thing there. Valpo's putting up a lot of this damage. UFC is kind of scrambling to try and, not take as much damage, and Valpo's taking advantage of that really, really well. Sorry, I lost my train of thought just for a second.
Oh, you're good.
Valpo has a couple of ults coming up right now, which I'm really interested to see how we do. I think we're going to see a Ram ult coming out very
Looks like you
soon.
see L take. Well, I guess L took an L there, but
We do see that same thing with the UFC Orisa. Ooh, really good
huge
slow
Lucio
there.
kill. Looks like Valpo's now up. Very good ult by Kirikuki. Kind of
Yes.
goes in there. He's gonna clean up with Reaper.
Yeah. Just
It looks
Orisa
like
left.
Orisa gets out, but I mean that's fine. This is not last fight for Valpo and UC. And looking at it, it looks like we're supposed to split 2 ults, and we're about to get our 3rd ult. We got 3-3 on ults. So I'd like to see an early window or an early gate to prevent them. Like even down this hallway would be pretty good because if yep, there we go.
There it is. There you go.
And Orisa ult's probably gonna come out here.
Ooh, look at all that damage.
There we go.
Forces Immort out. Can just jump the corner from that
This is
damage.
where
Unfortunately, Kiriko
a window
doesn't
would be
get out.
really big. I would have liked to see that dragon a little bit earlier while they were stuck in that hallway.
Yeah. Looks like they might get point here. Ooh, Kirikuki just taking so much damage. Valpo does lose this fight, but they've got ults to come back into it. And it looks like, so on the UFC side, we're really just seeing a male and maybe a dragon coming out very soon. Valpo's forced to use this Immort. I think at that point it might just be better to...
But they trade for the Orisa here. Oh, but they still
they do lose BAP. They have to pull back at this point. It's... Whoa. Scary.
So, looking back on that fight, I think one of the issues is, one, we should have just used window when they were in that room. Because, again, they're stuck. They can't go in there. They have to push through it. 2, I think we just used a lot of abilities at the end there that just didn't need to be used.
Yeah, I think, well, actually, no, I want to talk about this fight. I want to see what happens here. Because Valpo's coming up on it has 2 ults coming up on the 3rd with Kirikuki. Reaper going in, but taking a lot of damage off rip. Needing to pull back with Fade, which means this entry might be a little bit harder. But I definitely, ooh,
Huge
L
pick
gets a
on the
good pick.
Here's
Really
the
good.
And we get a
win.
kill with win. And here comes the male.
Mail comes out, but I don't really know how effective it might be. They might get Kirikuki here. Honestly, wait, a lot of healing going towards him now.
Staying alive. I think it's that windowed healing. Well, not anymore, but looks like Valpo takes that fight. And it looks like they're going to take this map. I think first one back is Hanzo.
It is, and I don't think Hanzo makes it quite.
Nope.
Yep.
All right, good round.
Okay, wow. Really, really well played from Valpo. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, they almost look like a new team, honestly.
Gotta see play here.
My bet is L.
Think it's L? Come on.
He had that two picks, the 2 headshots.
This was big.
Oh, this is
Wait.
an all cancel.
Yeah, I mean, just look at this damage. You can't see it. There's a little bug. There was a Kitsune there. And Reaper just puts out so much damage in that thing.
All right, yeah, overall, Valpo's kind of looking like a new team out there. It looked really good, really polished from last week.
Yeah, I think, yeah, considering like what we've been seeing with Valpo and not knowing how to play aggression has been like a big issue for them. And this one, I feel like they were playing their aggression very well.
Oh,
Using
absolutely.
ults early and often, because the ult cycles in this game can be pretty quick sometimes, especially if it's a high damage. You're working in a brawl comp, your supports are going to get ults pretty often, your tank's going to get ult pretty often, so using them just when you can to win any fight is generically going to be good.
And on top of that, with the health changes from this new season, they're able to just kind of get ults faster. Because people are living a lot more because of the more health. But in this fight, like in these fights, they took these aggressive off angles and the aggressive like front angle, I guess.
Yeah.
And it really worked in Valpo's position or in their favor.
Yeah, I think that along with like the DPS were playing their positions very well. We saw Wit go on a few off angles, which love to see it.
I mean, they were.
L was going on off angles as well with that Hanzo, getting a few picks, especially those early picks like that last fight with the Hanzo. Really, really helped them in that fight, especially because that Hanzo did have Dragon. So I think if we're going to see more of that, Valpo is going to look very, very strong in these coming games.
Oh, 100%. And on top of that, they had Wit knew when to split off of his off angle to push with Kirikuki.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, that was also very good, especially when you're seeing things like the Kitsune come out. Wit being up there is going to provide infinitely more value because you're just 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 with the shotguns. It's crazy.
But they looked very together, which was really good. And I don't know if they were planning anything, but it just looked very fluid.
Yeah, very
Using the ults, like
cohesive.
going together, like everything they were doing in that fight, that was very good, very impressive.
Seeing Jake Paul 6969 ban Gibraltar, which is interesting. I guess maybe they just don't want to fight his dive here.
Yeah, so that would mean that their dive probably isn't that good either. So kind of theorizing, what do we think we're gonna see out here?
I don't know. That's always hard because I don't know how comfortable Valpo Academy is with the dive. Dive can be very complex to play, but I mean, if they're playing like they were tonight, or they were in that last game, then I think they could pull something like that off.
And possibly. I haven't seen their dive, so I'm a little curious.
Yeah, uh, yeah. I don't know. I want to see it. I want to see like a really strong dive. I want to see like a diva this season. It's very good.
What are we
And
laughing
I don't know
at?
if he's just laughing over here.
Prod's laughing over something.
Um,
But Diva just got a nerf.
Diva did get a nerf, but Diva's still very good. Just go to
I
break.
guess we're going on break.
We're going to break. All right, we're back. We're on Route 66.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited because you can go two ways in Route 66. You can either go dive
Mhm.
or you can rush.
Yeah, I think out of Valpo, we're probably going to see a rush. We're going to see that
Yes.
Ramacho. We're going to see that Kiriko. We're going to see that Reaper. I think that's what we're going to see from Valpo. I'm pretty confident. And usually when I say that, I'm wrong. So who knows?
I actually 100% agree. I think we're gonna see the Ramacha. I think we're gonna see the Hanzo. I think we're gonna see the Reaper
Mm.
and the Bap Kiriko. I think it worked. It's gonna work. Oh wow.
We could not be more wrong. That's
Well, looks like
crazy.
Jake Paul 6969 is picking out the McCree.
See that that will be interesting. A Cassidy, we haven't really seen that much. Cassidy is not bad, but not the best hit scan you can
But
play right now.
Soldier's a lot better.
Soldier is a different breed right
Well,
now.
it's like he also shoots logs.
Yeah,
Or bowling balls, I guess.
bowling balls, mortar cannons, yeah, whatever. It's crazy, but okay,
He's wanted, dead or
that's
alive.
true.
So, honestly, I think this should be like a little quest that if you kill the Kree, you get like
You get
a
what?
little like I don't know. There's like no maybe like an extra percent of alt charge.
Weird little visual bug going on there with the Widow's gun in the scope. But we gotta watch the Widow pick right off the start. Can't really see anybody.
Headshot on the Arista.
Oh, headshot.
Dodges
Missed
the
him.
spear. Going for the second headshot and still dies.
Oh, still dies. Unlucky. So we do see L on a Somber, which is not something we see too often. I'm kind of interested to see how this is played out for Valpo. And the Sigma. With no E. That is unfortunate. That was a lot of damage up front.
Now, seeing the comp that they have, I kind of would like to see Kuki on maybe Diva here.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, Sig is not going to be bad here. Uh-oh. Got seen. Wait, maybe a nice little pick off the bat. Does get the M-word out, but unfortunately dies. Though they do get on Jake Paul 6969. So we see the Sig kind of taking this upfront pressure. I'm kind of not seeing Valpo push very hard. It is hard with this Bastion just looking at you in form. It seems like they're kind of just waiting out that form. They do lose M-word though.
They're taking a lot of free fight damage, which is making it very hard to just kind of go forward here. Like, Kuki was just kind of sitting there taking damage from the Bastion and the Arista. Oh, I do see a kill.
Wow.
Are retrading here. Not a lot going on there, but it looks like we saw an Arista ult. And Valpo goes down here. I think they are going to need to switch up their comp. It's just not a very cohesive team comp here. Like, it's nothing against the team, it's just more the characters don't blend together here. They got half part of a dive, they got some poke. Well, now it's looking a little bit better with the
with the Arista
mirroring the
spot
Arista.
here. Yeah, ooh. It's so violent. It's so violent getting hit by spear into a wall. I do throw it right to the spin. So yeah, it looks like Valpo switched to the Bastion, which I do like here, but and we see the Bastion will come out real early. Cast going real far.
Really aggressive position. But
Just
that brings
rolling
Valpo
in.
up. Valpo's going to be able to get maybe an early 2 picks on the BAP and the McCree.
We did see Wit take like a little bit of an off angle there, but didn't commit to it, which is fair without Arisa walking around. We could see a big damage coming out here from Wit. It forces Coalescence out from UC. And Immort out from both sides. Coalescence doesn't seem to be getting anybody, but it's putting out a lot of healing that Valpo is struggling to put out the damage. But they get both supports!
And that's going to look like a Valpo fight.
That's a fight. Wow, both supports just right next to each other. Hey, I mean, capitalize on it. Yeah.
That's the worst part.
I think they were. It's just Arisa puts out so much damage.
That's
You got
true.
the spear. You got the spin. It's
So if they
it's a
get an
lot.
early pick on this Bastion here, that would be really big for Valpo too.
Yeah.
I
Ooh.
don't think they're going to be able to recontest with the position here.
Yeah, not pushing up here with this Arisa. Oh, didn't stop the Arisa though. The Arisa can just walk through that though. Oh, we might see an EMP come out. Wit unfortunately dies, but the EMP
Huge
stops
EMP
the ult.
from L.
They do get the Arisa. It's an
Looks like
even
a big
fight.
combo.
Whoa!
They get another 2. And it looks like Valpo's going to clean up here with the character
There we
swap as
go.
well. It blocks the
Get the
TP.
5?
Gets
Boom kill.
team kill.
That's what I'm talking about, Valpo.
That's
Now
what
we
we
did
like
see
to
Valpo had to use 2 ults there, but
But they also used 2 ults.
they did use 2 ults in
And
that
they
fight.
had to
UC did
swap.
use 2 ults.
It was a good even trade. And
Now
Al's
Valpo
doing
is
some
down a little bit
scouting
in the ult
here.
cycle.
Unfortunately, yes.
I don't know. It'll probably be pretty quick with that Bastion ult coming up, but they are down in the ult cycle. They have to watch out for this Arisa ult, especially it can be combined with this Bastion ult if their timing is really good. So Valpo does have to be careful, but that Sombra might provide enough annoyance to kind of just peel them off of any strategy. We do see the window coming out nice and early here. Arisa ult maybe right here. Bastion did get ult, so it is an even ult game. We're not seeing... Ooh!
Your early kill on both their healers, yeah. Huge
I mean, we see
impact.
the Arisa ult coming out, but I don't know if it'll
Gets
do
an
enough to turn
early
the fight.
kill on the Arisa as well. With no supports, they really can't see, UC can't really do anything.
We're Bastion ulting? Hold on. I see the vision. Spawn camp.
He gets one. He gets one. Oh, he gets
Wow! I hear him laughing out there. I hear him. They didn't think that was gonna work.
one! Honestly, Fat Finger.
I didn't think that was gonna work.
Fat Fingers save lives, apparently.
I really like L scouting here, just getting information before the fight so that they can plan out something. Arisa is stuck down there with the being hacked, taking a lot of damage, not getting any feel.
Does L get another hack on the Bastion though? Is the question. He did, but
Not quick enough to stop that ult, but I mean, that's
no.
fine. It was sort of a last-ditch thing there. L is
No,
still kind
they
of
can
playing the
do
back
some.
line here.
They can kind of get some cleanup here if they play this correctly. I would like to see the more, push forward here and both like tank move up. They only need one support, and there we go.
Yeah, we have been seeing, I mean, I've been talking about L a lot in scouting and hacking and doing really good in the back line, but Wit has been putting up a lot of forward-facing damage and just like getting those picks where he needs.
And on top of that, it's just like the picks and the damage is forcing UFC to kind of just back.
Well, Maywald to stop the pressure for a second. I get that. I get that. We do see
Early usage on Baptiste.
Yeah, we do use Baptiste ult a little early, but we might see a big ult come out from Kirakuki here.
Coalescence kind of cleaning up here. A little visual bug on our screen, but that's okay. Another team wipe.
We're getting another Bastion ult for spawn camp, I guess. Oh, right back here.
No
We'll
way
work.
they go both sides.
A little too early. They were waiting for it. But it did delay them walking out of spawn for a little bit, which can be useful.
So we're gonna see maybe a really big hack.
Really
if
big
he can get
EMP.
the Orisa hack, there we go.
Boom. Oh, that just does so much damage. Gets the Mei, gets the Orisa.
Yeah, EMP does 30%
Bashing
of
down.
everyone's health, no matter I think of where they're at. And team kill again. So it looks like they had that forward momentum. They just were not able to stop it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely hard when you have a comp like that because they're just generating ults. I mean, we saw the Bastion ult at the end of 2 fights in a row.
Switching sides.
And so we're seeing, yeah, what we were saying, yeah, it's really snowbally from Valpo. Valpo has been keeping their forward momentum, using those ults in tandem with each other, but using them, you know, not too many at a time, not too few at a time, you know, just enough to win the fights and to spawn camp.
Yeah, honestly, that's the only complaint I have. That spawn camping one.
You got the
Not-
Ana.
it got the
Ana.
But it's not as useful. Like,
Well,
fortunately, it's working. But
Ready.
in higher level
yeah.
gameplay, that's not gonna work. They're just gonna walk
Well,
back to spawn.
Maybe. But, I mean, when you think about it, what happened in that fight, they got the on at the beginning of the fight. They have to run up to touch her. They give second. So that Orisa's walking out into a Bastion with only a BAP to look at. And then the BAP can't look at anyone else because the Orisa's just going to explode.
Oh, 100%.
So, I mean, not having it on was
it worked.
extremely
It
detrimental
worked.
to their team.
Don't get me wrong, it worked. But it looks like we're coming out in the same comp, except for L's gonna be on Ashe.
I like Ashe here.
I do too.
Ashe's season
in
feels
a
very good.
incredibly strong spot. Ashe's with the DPS passive, Ashe's Bob and the Dynamite puts that passive on, so it makes it really hard to kill anyone who's even getting hit by that.
Yeah, it's, I mean, if you get hit by Firebomb, it's even more of a distance than it has ever been. And a nice little headshot right off rip. We do see the Zarya coming out from UC and a Brig, which is interesting because Valpo hasn't really been running a dive, so this Brig is here for some other reason.
I think it was for the Sombra, honestly.
It could be, yes.
But
I mean, that's still
aggressive
dangerous.
position here. Beating that Zarya is a little bit dangerous if they don't get the kill on
But they get the Brig.
And early Hanzo spear, possibly getting the kill on the Hanzo. And that double
There we
headshot.
go. That's a good shot.
Finishing off
Zarya's
the
taking a lot of
Orisa,
damage here. They do eat that anti. They have to chill her. Ooh. I mean, they won the fight,
They
but
still win the fight here.
they win the fight. But if UC takes a quick fight, it's going to be Kirakuki running back, not able to set up much. It might be dangerous for Valpo. They might have to play back here and be a little more
I think
reserved
that's
in
what
this
they
next
should do.
fight.
I think they should play back and they should get ready to take the next fight. They should
Yeah.
not take the next fight so Kirakuki's back.
We do see a Hanzo out of UC, which, ooh, could be dangerous for L. Taking a little bit of damage. Staying in this position is bold. Yeah, that's...
Lock and reload.
boss fight.
Alright, I can hear Chris again.
Oh, we had an audio issue. For just a second, we had a little audio issue, but we're good. That's why I was talking so much.
Going back to that. Oh, I don't even know if they could hear you honestly, because I couldn't hear you. Well, I can now.
I don't know.
Oh, it's unfortunate. A lot of good commentary gone to waste. But we saw Ashe, and I meant to say Ashe early in that fight. once you kind of discovered your position,
We are seeing Valpo going for a really last-minute shot. Sorry to cut you
hit.
off, but we're seeing ults
You're
come out.
fine.
They do get the Reaper, but they lose BAP. They have to continue touching, especially with that Zarya sitting in their backline. They have to be careful
Huge
to get the
kill.
Moira, but unfortunately our Moira goes down as well. It's a pretty even fight. With a grab coming out from UC, it might be enough to
they
swing.
get the
Oh,
point,
they
unfortunately.
got point.
Good last try for a whole last stand. That was a good try and fight there. Honestly, it works.
Yeah, I mean, it worked, but so it forced, what, 3 ults out from UC. They don't have Nano, they don't have Dragon, they don't have Grab, which is really good. Valpo
3
did use
really
2
big
ults as well. So it brings it to a little bit more of an even ult economy.
We're
And we
seeing
see
Wit switch on the soldier. Yeah.
as Soldier's crazy this season, though. I think this is a good switch overall. Whoa!
Taking the headshot from Hanzo is very dangerous, unfortunately.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't one-shot anymore, which kind of appreciate it.
I mean, you still have to be careful with a Hanzo peeking any angle because at any point in time you could be 1 health.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Now, Kirikuki's taking a very aggressive position against this Zarya, who's unfortunately completely charged, but he is too.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of damage you're facing up front. You're kind of face tanking 5 there. It can be pretty dangerous, even if you have 2 supports looking at you. Does get the Moira, but unfortunately, it can't sustain the fight.
I think Valpo's able to take an early recontest here if they play this properly.
We do see Valpo switching off Moira onto a Kiriko, probably for a little more survivability, getting those 2 Immorts out again. And we see Valpo bob just a touch, get a little bit extra time. Might go for another touch, but it'll be close if we do. Reaper touching, and we see a grab come out from Valpo. This could be huge. They get the Moira. Zarya's looking low too.
Zarya,
There we go.
2 really big kills, and it looks like they're clearing up the entire team. We're seeing a drag come from UC, and they kill the Hanzo. It looks like Valpo gets an overall win on that fight.
Oh, just missed, just barely. Yeah, I mean, that was really well taken from Valpo. They forced the Dragon out. They did use two ults of their own, but it won them the fight. They get to fight this point a little bit longer, which is in their favor entirely. Oh, did hit a little peek over the wall.
Little jump shot. It looks like
Little
we're
jump
seeing a swap from Jake Paul 6969. He's getting the May instead
yeah,
of,
onto the May.
what was he, Hanzo?
Yeah, from Hanzo. That could be really, really good for UC. May is strong. Hanzo is strong as well, but especially, when you walk over the May wall into the anti-nade, a lot going on. Big kill.
Big kill from L. Is L able to get the May here?
Now,
Get
looking
the
at that Zarya.
Really, Zarya. Oh.
Oh, wait, look at
Moira,
the
the Moira
Moira.
kill.
There we go. Now, we do see a Nano coming out
Oh,
onto
Diana.
Zarya.
Diana, is he getting Diana?
Oh, Ana's one.
Oh, shoot Diana.
Oh,
it
little
looks
double
like
headshot.
L goes down with the double headshot. The May has to use Ice Crystal, and they're going to get the May.
I mean, that was a stellar performance. And, we're seeing a little bit of cleanup here. That was a stellar performance from L, taking out the targets that need to be taken out. As soon as that Zarya got nanoed, switching to the Moira, who was using Coalescence.
I don't know if you just saw, but they just had an early fade be used. You see, they Wit dropped down, got a headshot on the Reaper, and faded away.
Nice, yeah.
They
I
have to
was in
wait
my own
like
thing.
1 or 2 more seconds.
And we're seeing a couple ults coming out soon from UC, but we got a couple of, almost 3 ults on Valpo's side as well, so, almost 3 ults. I can count. We do see L finally getting pushed off that high ground, which it needed to happen for
He's
UC.
putting the pressure on for UC. Wit looks like he's going to get ready for an ult here.
UC does pop the Reaper ult, but it only gets Immort. Unfortunately, CQ9 does go down, so they're down to support, but they get the Reaper, and Wit is just
Tanking away at
playing
backline.
tank.
Worked in their favor.
Yeah, and now we're seeing 30 seconds left on the clock for UC. They're switching to a Lucio to get there faster, so the Lucio Ana, which is less healing. Lucio's really strong, but I don't know how it's going to play into this comp. Valpo has a pretty good shot here, especially with their almost 4 ults that they've got stocked up. They do have to watch out for this grab. Ooh.
You see, the thing about the Lucio is it's going to allow the Zarya to go in.
Yeah, Zarya gets that really early pick on the Ana. They use Kitsune early, which is great to try and confirm this fight, and UC doesn't even
It
get to
works.
touch.
UC doesn't get to finish second point. No, you see, I think the Lucio, the idea behind it was to try and get the Zarya to the backline. Because if you notice,
Right.
Wit occupied the Zarya most of this round.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they won. I thought they still had more around, but
This was a really, really good ult
big
here.
ult. Saved
Really
the
good
game.
on Valpo's part. Definitely save that point. Allow them to
Oh,
keep pushing.
yeah. But overall, Valpo's still kind of going through that. They're just kind of going through. They're pushing through. They got the momentum. They're doing great.
Yeah, I mean, Valpo has been showing a very, very strong improvement from, what we've been seeing these last games, playing their aggression really well, playing for their DPS, enabling their DPS so that the tank can take space and the DPS getting all the pressure in the back line, all that. Uh, I'm really, really, really impressed by what we've been seeing from everybody, but especially from L was doing a lot that game. On the Ash, especially on
Oh,
defense,
yeah.
a really good target focus, really good aim, obviously, and taking out that Moira during Cole, taking out that Ana, everything. It was very very good,
Yeah.
and Wit on the Reaper, everything was great.
To my knowledge, I just know L's been kind of grinding the game, polishing his like skills a bit. From what I've been told, at least.
I mean, from what I've been told, it seems like everyone on Academy has
Oh,
been
100%.
plugging away and doing, getting as much practice in as they can. Obviously with school and everything, you can only practice so much, but they've really, really been trying to improve. They're striving to always get better, which is why we're seeing such a like an impressive performance here. It's their practice paying off for sure. You could see that.
Oh, and it, like you said, it really does show, and this is really good display for them to be able to show that.
Yeah, and yeah, absolutely. So it looks like though we are going to like a little 5 minute bio break on Valpo's side. Get the jitters out, stand up, shake it off for a bit. Games like these can be pretty stressful, so it's important to calm yourself for a second.
Get a nice little break. So we'll see you guys in a little bit. Welcome back. After this bio break, it looks like we're going on to Servasa.
I like to see it because I don't like New Junk City, which is the only other Flashpoint map.
I'm kind of waiting for them to put a new map in, honestly.
Yeah, I hope they do soon because I'm really getting sick of these two maps. But we gotta play them.
We
So here we are.
unfortunately do. So, based on what we saw from the past two maps, what do you think we're going to see coming out from Valpo?
See, now I'm interested because we saw a switch up en route. I think this map lends itself to a brawly comp, or might see Torbjorn.
Genji.
Now this might be a little spawn room
I guess we're not
spawn
that different.
spawn room tomfoolery. We are seeing a J Queen. We are seeing a J Queen from Valpo. No Lucio yet, which I really wish they would play one. And we are seeing a Soldier 76 come out from J Call 6969 on UC, which is really strong right now. Really, really, really strong. It looks like we're sticking to Torbjorn, but J Queen is definitely that brawly kind of thing. We're going to see a very fast comp from Valpo without a Lucio, but you got the shout to speed you up. And we're seeing a Reinhardt come out from UC. What do you think about that?
I don't like that, actually. Reinhardt's in a really, really bad spot. After this update, they've just kind of tossed him around.
Oh, big reflex.
Especially with this, like, Torb, Genji. Like, this comp's going to be really hard for Reinhardt. Kirakuki just has to get a knife in him, pull him in, and it's over. Because Overwatch 1, Reinhardt was my favorite character. And it's really sad to see.
Reinhardt getting a very bold here. Got that knife, but Reinhardt's going to take a lot of damage. He goes down. Like exactly what you're saying.
It's really unfortunate and sad to see Reinhardt in a position like this. But it looks like Valpo's going to take an early win off that fight because of it.
Don't say that. Okay, well now maybe. Yeah, that Lucio going down.
They've killed everyone. Reaper's the last one. So, good team fight here. They were just patient. They waited. They got the knife out and pulled him in, and he was dead. And they just win the fight. And it looks like instantly swaps off Reinhardt into Orisa.
I don't blame them. I don't blame them. It's definitely a hard thing to play. We're building the turret. We're on Torbjorn. I don't know. Torbjorn's kind of a weird pick here for me, but it's working. They're doing a lot of damage, so I'm okay with it. You know
his
what?
projectile sizes are also like
That's true.
massive.
He's firing nuclear bombs into the enemy team.
Jake-Paul 6969 taking a lot of pre-fight damage there. But
Yeah, I mean it's definitely hard with this comp. You're throwing in a lot of damage.
huge
Big
knife on the
pull.
Lucio, gets the kill, and this Torb turret again. He's just
Sealing the
think
turret mid-fight. That's crazy.
he's using more hammer than he is on his shots, I
We're
guess.
seeing Whip pulling the blade.
late
I don't know if it was
blade.
necessary here, but getting a lot
Still
of
gets a nice
damage
little
off.
clip here, getting all three. Going for the team wipe. Well, kind of.
Oh
Getting a
yeah, I
little,
mean,
like playtime here, I guess.
yeah, Valpo is just putting out so much damage. Like with that Torb, with the Bat firing into the team, with the Kiriko firing into the team, J Queen just spamming knife and axe. It's gonna be hard. Wow, they're going for the touch. They make it. The Lucio touches, but can't survive
And
very
they
long.
Ajax the beat.
I didn't even see that.
I heard it.
I'm dead. And
No,
then,
with the Torb and the Orisa, like it is a really strong pick.
trying to reflect that little ice beam in there.
Yeah, I
Saw
don't
that.
know.
But yeah, I mean, it's great for Valpo that they did that. Failing the touch like that can be super detrimental. They're gonna have to waste time respawning, trying to get to the next point. Valpo's gonna be able to get situated. They're at the right point, correct?
I believe so. Yeah.
That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Valpo has a lot of time here to just get set up. I don't think they'll see a fight before the flashpoint unlocks, but they're already set up on point. And we are going to see maybe a J Queen ult come out here.
I would like to see a J Queen ult. One thing that I'm kind of noticing
Ooh,
about Valpo here is
taking
that
a lot of
they're on a
damage.
team that they're just not as comfortable on right now. So they're trying something out. Not really sure how I feel about it, but we're seeing an early lava here.
Yeah, we've seen early lava and early coal. Valpo, L does go down to the visor. And looks like we might see an Orisa ult here. Wow. UC putting out a lot of ults. Doesn't kill
Valpo's
anybody
able
with
to
it.
turn this here. Kirakuki taking the double, getting 2 with a rampage, getting 3 now. Everyone's dead.
Wow.
All 5. That was very good.
So what we saw there was a very good example of kiting, where you just kind of let the enemy team push as far as they want and overextend themselves, and then right when they lost all their resources trying to kill everybody, but you've been pulling back so they can't, you go back into them with ults and with damage.
And it worked really well. One thing I would like to see from L here is better turret positioning.
Yeah, the turret positioning is a little odd.
We're back on the Reinhardt for some reason. Interesting. But turret positioning, it dies almost at first time every fight. Huge cleave here by Kiryu.
Yeah. Pulling in that
Forces
May,
May
forcing the ice
block.
block. Yeah.
Almost getting the honor here. It looks like Kirikuki's gonna get frozen here.
Yeah, it looks like this might be a hard fight for Valpo.
They get the overtime, and they're left with Blade, so they can kind of come back to this fight and win it. Because if you look, UFC has no ults.
Yeah, I think,
Well, almost no ults.
I mean, they fell to the May ult, which, I mean, is really, really dangerous in a comp like this when you don't have speed or anything like that. I think we're seeing the Reinhardt come out in UC because of all this like damage they're taking just right up front. They're trying to protect their team from that a little bit, but it's just going to be hard because everything's going to hit. And those really nice reflex. Reinhardt pinning in, doesn't get anybody.
Axe again, keep it, that passive healing, just kind of keep it going.
We do see the Blade coming out.
Huge
Gets
Blade.
two. We lose the support, but we might be able to turn this fight yet. Oh, Wit does go down. We'll see what Valpo can do here. Maybe with a Coalescence. Maybe try and turn this fight. There it is. I like that from
Forcing
Valpo.
Reinhardt to kind of go in, gets an early kill.
A little visual glitch, but that Coalescence is there.
And they win the fight with that.
Wow, what a good turn on Valpo's part. I mean, they lost two early in the fight, but the Blade got two. They knew they could win the fight, so they just waited out for a second, let that chatter go out, and then used Coalescence to, finish it up. That was really, really well played. They did use a lot, but I mean, so did UC. And
In turn, it comes out for a 2-0 right now, so it works. It's worth it. And they have
Yeah.
time to kind of stack their ults, approximately like 22 seconds, and we're going to see Kirikuki and Alb close to those ults, so...
yeah, for sure. And I think we'll see definitely Kirikuki ult here soon with that J Queen ult. It can be really strong, especially into a comp like this. They just have to get that cleanse out first. We do see Jake Paul 69 does have Visor, which has been lethal on this character. So Valpo's gonna have to watch out for that.
Yes, they got to be careful that he doesn't take an offense here. And just behind them, Kirikuki's absolutely bullying this Reinhardt.
Wow, just getting in there, really big damage. Reinhardt does go down. We do see the Visor.
I would like to see Kirikuki get an ult here and just use it.
Yeah, waiting for that Visor to come out, hiding from it. Let them have point for a little bit, but then right after the
gets two
Suzu.
of them. He's going to get an early kill on the Ana, going for the May. Gets 2 kills. Is he going to get the third? And looks like they cleared.
Yeah. They
Again,
let him
not
have
really
point.
Sure why UC is on the Reinhardt still. It's just not a great pick overall. But we are seeing Jake Paul 6969 switch to the McCree here.
Yeah, that might be useful, but I mean, honestly, I think the Soldier might have been a better pick than the Soldier was doing a lot of good damage, getting a lot of value. It's going to be hard for them to push past this J Queen. You've got the Molten Core coming out from Torbjorn, which is going to be hard for them to walk past. It's going to lock them off of an area for a little bit. The Rhine pinning in, very risky, very bold.
He's missed approximately all of his picks. But
Yeah.
Kirikuki
Ooh, another
can
pick.
really fall here. I would like to see a Blade or Lava here.
Both teams have lost their tank. We might see a Blade come out right here.
There we
Getting the
go.
cast. Boom, a lot of big damage. Oh, gets slept.
But still, they're up on this fight. Both supports are in really weak positioning, forcing Nano and Blizzard. This fight's still very winnable for Valpo, and it looks like they come out on top. I hear Reinhardt coming in from behind us.
Yeah, Reinhardt coming in hot. We're going to definitely see a Coalescence come out here.
Oh, 100%.
Especially with the Molten Core in the window. We're windowing really early, which I do like to see. Keep them off of that objective as long
And
as
it
we
forces
can.
the Reinhardt to just kind of waste shield and health. I would like to see Coalescence right about now.
Gets the shatter, but I mean, with that Junker Queen right behind you, it's really, really hard to get anything done. J Queen is the only 1 point. They do lose BAP, but they might be able to
They
turn
still
this
have
fight.
the Coalescence to make up for the lack of healing.
There you go. May's
This
last to
looks
touch
like a
has
Valpo
freeze,
dub.
but looks like that's it.
Real Valpo.
GG's.
GG's.
I really like that. I like that a lot from Valpo. The composition of the team is a little interesting. We got the Coalescence gameplay. I shouldn't say that before. I know it's actually Coalescence. I'm just assuming. I'm
It's
wrong.
not Coalescence.
I gotta stop assuming stuff. Just like
It's not working.
point blank period. It's. Ooh.
That was
Play
a
it
really
again.
weird play of the game, but it worked overall. Like you said, very proud of Alpo. They've improved so much from their last game.
They really have. I think we definitely. I've been repeating. I'm just been echoing the same thing over and over again. But they're playing their aggression really well. They're playing their abilities well. They're cycling their ultimates. They're playing off angles. It's like everything that we talked about previously that was an issue for Valpo. They've made leaps and bounds improvements to fix.
Oh yeah, and again, like you said, I'm repeating as well, but proud of them. That was really
Yeah,
good.
really, really well played from Valpo. Really fun game to watch. GG's all around. I think we're gonna end it there.
Yeah, looking forward to. I think next week we have a game at 8 again.
Maybe.
Maybe
I'm
we'll
not. I'm
find
never
out. But
sure.
have a nice night, everyone.
Have a good night.